Okay, we're going to start with the second half of Talk 20. Paco Bell is an Electus parrot. He explains his life by saying, "As most good things come to be, it was a chance meeting when Big Daddy Greg stumbled upon me in a pet grooming business. To my delight, Big Daddy decided to take me home to meet his old lady, where I now live on Easy Street, in the lap of luxury, with 3 hots, a cot, and Wi-Fi."
This is Greg, my husband. We're at a pet store. He has a umbrella cockatoo sitting on his shoulder, and it was times like this that made us want to find out about birds and fell in love with birds. There was a macaw down at Midwest Feed that was there for a long time, and his name was Rio, and my daughter would always go down there to visit Rio. This is Paco in July of 2014 when we brought him home. Greg had found him at the pet grooming business and couldn't stand the sight of that bird by himself in a cage, not being taken care of. His owner had left him there for somebody else to care for, and as you can see, his feathers are gone off his neck. His beak is extremely long. We have to clip his beak and we clip his toenails, but he looked like a chicken without any feathers on his neck. He was in bad shape. He had a lot of, his skin was, or his feathers were greasy because they were feeding him nothing but sunflower seeds. This is Paco still in July of 2014. He still is bald on top of his head. He was getting a little bit better, but we were trying to figure out what we're supposed to feed him and everything, and he enjoyed our lifestyle quite well. He's having a piece of cheese there. We'd read on the internet that he should eat what we eat and always have him with us. He's very social. We took him that to heart, and we would come home and eat a ham sandwich and a handful of Doritos for lunch, and that's what Paco had, and he loved ham sandwiches. But after going to an avian vet, she said, "You all need a different diet." Here's Paco, much to Katie or Annie, our little schnauzer's dismay. Paco was supplementing his own diet, and I found him there in front of the dog food bowl, but he has a diet of fruits and vegetables, and that is very important. That's what's brought him back to his good health, and Greg feeds him every morning, and he takes really good care of him. This is what Greg and Paco do a lot of. It was nice. We have 5 kids, and when Paco came to live with us, it was an empty nest, and you know what that's like. All of a sudden you have to talk to your husband and watch their shows, and so Greg finally had a wingman. This is my daughter Ashton and her puppy Libby and Paco, and Paco is, they're very social. They want to be with you. He's never in his cage if we're at home, so he's with our family. In the morning when we're getting ready for work, we have to get him out of a cage. What we're doing is getting ready. We got to get in the shower, so he sits on the shower rod. I look up at him and he's looking down at me, and then I watched him as he walked towards the wall, and then he started banging his beak on the wall. And Greg thought maybe he's going to need therapy. This is Grandpa Don, that's Greg's dad. They're eating pistachios together. It shows how Paco's so easy to go to people. We took him to the Bueller Sunshine Home and to the memory care unit, and those people just loved him. The residents there were kissing him, and this is a young man. It shows you how much Paco loves the young people. They are not as afraid of him as adults. They'll go right to him. They want to hold him. This gentleman is Noah Myers, and just to make a few points, this is my boss, Trish Rose's grandson. This is Paco down at Third Thursday at Tech, and Julie Black volunteers at Tech, and she's an artist, and she does watercolors and all kinds of artwork with the clients at Tech. We took Paco down there, and he was the featured subject at Tech at Third Thursday of the paintings that they did. This is John. He's a Tech client, and he's in the art class with Julie, and he loves Paco. They really took to each other. He does call him Taco Bell, which that's going to happen. But that was their first live model, so they really enjoyed having him down there. But he went to every one of them. And okay, you're not supposed to have your kids run and get you a beer, but it's okay if it's your parrot. He's very comfortable at our home now. He eats with us. He sits where we eat. If we're outside, he's on a tree branch. Just everywhere we go. He was very jealous that our kids were going to Padre Island for spring break, so I tried to set him up with a little bit of fun. This is Debbie from Dallas and Scuba Susie, and he's having shrimp on the Barbie. This is Paco. Jason Yoder is a friend of ours, and he does the blog for me. That's myfoulmouth.com, and I manage Paco's Facebook page. He has 1,700 friends, and it's so much fun to do, and he's such a good role model and loves to be in front of people. This is Annie, Katie, and Paco, our two schnauzers and Paco, and this is frankly after a pretty good scolding. You can see it in Katie, the big dog at the back. They like to get newspapers out and just tear the heck out of them, and that is what had just happened. This is going to make me sing. This is Paco and Annie's the puppy in our family, and she was so curious about Paco. I could see her looking at Paco like he was a pork chop from time to time. And so this always reminds me of the song Getting to Know You, Getting to Know All About You. This is a female Eclectus parrot and a male Eclectus parrot. They're native to the Solomon Islands in New Guinea. They're from the rainforest. They're unusual because the females and the males you can recognize them by the color of their plumage. Most parrots are the same colors, male or female. This is what reminds me of Paco so much. This is the Michigan frog from Merry Melodies. The owner found this frog and it would sing and dance, and it sang "Hello, my baby." And when he'd take it out in public, it wouldn't say a word. It wouldn't dance, it wouldn't sing. That's the first thing people want to do, is make him talk.